Hey everyone, welcome to this month's episode. This episode we're going to be talking a little bit about what we saw last month, as well as what you can prepare for with COVID-19 and the possible effects it might have on the market. So to dive right in the last month, basically, we saw prices continuing to rise across all home types. We sat at 16% increase since February of 2019. When we're looking at condos specifically, we saw a rise of 18%. And then in terms of sales growth, 24%. Again, this is just condos specifically since February of last year. So that's a huge increase. Typically, we're looking at between 7 and 9% increase. Main reason for this, as I stressed last month, was low inventory levels, and we actually are even lower than last month. Last month we were at 1.54. Now we're sitting at 1.1 months of inventory. What this does, obviously, is it drives up prices. Even further is the fact that our mortgage rates continue to go down. You can now get a mortgage rate for 2.39, I believe was the recent rate I heard someone get locked in at. So low mortgage rates, low inventory. Obviously, there's a ton of buyers out there because of that. So tons of bidding wars. Prices are driving up, and that's kind of what we're seeing there, as I mentioned in our last video. Now let's talk about how COVID-19 might actually play a bit of an impact on that. Could potentially make prices level out, or maybe drive them down. We're not necessarily seeing that yet, just because inventory levels are still so low and mortgage rates are still also so low. We kind of have to see the rates go up and inventory go up to see us get into more of a buyer's market. We're still very much in a seller's market. In terms of effects though, long-term, the possibility of population growth being stunted because of COVID-19. Obviously, if people aren't able to travel here, our population can't grow, and therefore we won't continue to be the booming city that we are. Another potential is the loss of income coming into the city due to businesses that deal with largely import and export. If these companies are shutting down because of COVID-19, you can bet we're going to see an impact there. In terms of short term, something that hasn't happened yet, but I believe we might be on the cusp of it, is just buyers and their ability to go out and actually view property. I don't know if you've been to a grocery store lately, but I was at one last night and people were acting like it's the apocalypse. There was no toilet paper on any shelf. Almost everything was sold out. Your basic necessities were all gone. So I think people are really starting to take this possibility of needing to be quarantined seriously. And if people are taking it seriously, then you can bet that they're not going to be going out and looking at houses. So if you are a buyer in today's market, this could be something that you might want to jump on if you are, of course, comfortable with going outside. If there is going to be an impact there, it'll just be, less competition on offer nights because less people are actually able to go out and view the home. Again, we haven't seen this come about yet. I always tell clients that Toronto is like a funnel. Basically, we're going to start seeing changes in the GTA before we start seeing changes right downtown. So as soon as I start hearing about issues in the GTA with selling or about there being less buyers out there, obviously we'll have a bit of time to know before it hits downtown Toronto, and I will advise all of you of this. Anyway, if you have any questions about anything I just mentioned, of course, please always email me at ashley.smith@royallepage.ca. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.